Well, here we are, the last unit of the course, Unit 3, which consists of chapters 6, 7, and 8 in our book. Let's begin with chapter 6. Has to do with, first of all, unit costing. So exercise 6-1, unit costing is the first step to figuring out the entire cost of your menu item, and that way we can finally set a selling price to it. Let us begin. So here is the formula to figure out what the AP unit cost is for each and every one of our ingredients. So as you can see, you take the AP cost. AP, of course, stands for as purchased. What did you pay for that ingredient, and how many units did you get? So if you paid X amount of dollars for X amount of units, you divide those two, and you get exactly what one unit costs. Let's see how that breaks down if we're taking a look at a list of items. The question tells us to find the unit cost for each of the items below and round each unit cost to 3 decimal places where necessary. So we begin with a column of items. Those are the ingredients. We have the number of ingredients that we bought, and then the AP cost, the as purchased cost. This is what it cost us to buy that amount of units. And then finally, what we're looking for, the cost per unit, depending on what it is that the question is asking you for. Let's begin with the salt. As you can see, we bought 26 ounces of salt, and we paid 89 cents for 26 ounces. The unit cost is looking for the cost per ounce. How much does 1 ounce cost? Like the formula says, we will take our AP cost and divide it by the number of units we got, or in this case, 89 cents divided by the entire 26 ounces that we got gives us decimal 0.0342307. Rounded off to 3 decimal places, we get just under or just over 3 cents, or decimal $0.034 per ounce. Now that we have that price, we can calculate the amount of any ounces that we have. So if we have 22 ounces, we multiply this unit cost by 22. Moving on to the liquid honey, we bought 375 milliliters and paid $1.89. Again, we divide the AP cost, $1.89, by the amount of units we got, 375, and round it off to the nearest 3 decimal places, we get half a cent per milliliter. Frozen yogurt, we bought 2 liters. Paid $2.89. I think you're starting to see the pattern build. Let's take the $2.89 and divide it by 2,000. Why are we dividing it by 2,000? Well, if you notice, we bought 2 liters, but we were looking for cost in milliliters. 2 liters and milliliters. Well, what's the relationship? We know there are 2,000 milliliters and 2 liters. So if we paid $2.89 for 2 liters, we also paid $2.89 for 2,000 milliliters. Now, when we divide our cost of $2.89 by 2,000, it gives us the cost of 1 milliliter. But since the question doesn't care about that cost, we don't even need to concern ourselves with the answer. So on our calculator, we simply put $2.89 divided by 2,000. That is giving us the cost of 1 milliliter, and then we'll just multiply it by the 50 milliliters that we're looking for. So round it off to 3 decimal places, we get decimal $0.72 for 52 milliliters of liquid honey. We get to the coffee. We bought 975 grams. We paid $7.99. We want to know what 100 grams is. So we're going to take our cost, $7.99, divide by the amount of grams we got for that, 975. And again, that answer is the cost of 1 gram. But in this particular example, we don't care what 1 gram costs. We want to know what 100 grams cost. So $7.99 divided by 975 grams gives us the cost of 1 gram. We're going to multiply multiplied by the 100 grams we're looking for, and you can see the rounded answer is decimal $819 for 100 grams. Down to onions, 25 pounds, we paid $7.25. We're looking the cost for the cost of 1 pound, so we're going to take what we paid, $7.25, divide it by the amount of pounds we got for that, and that gives us 29 cents per pound. No more dividing needed because the units that we bought were pounds and the unit cost we were looking for was pounds. Next one's slightly different. We bought butter, 25 pounds, paid $64.75, but we want the cost of 1 ounce. So we need to do one of two things. We can either calculate how many ounces there are in 25 pounds or divide what we paid by 25 pounds by 16, and that will give us the cost of 1 ounce. So whichever way you decide to use it, it really doesn't matter as long as you're getting to the right spot. So in this example, we divided the cost of 25 pounds by the price we paid. So $64.75 divided by 25 pounds. That gave us the cost of 1 pound. So we divided the cost of 1 pound by 16, the amount of ounces in a pound, and we get $2.162 per ounce. Pure vanilla extract, we bought 1,500 milliliters for $19.25. We want to know the cost of 1 liter. Keeping in mind what our relationship between milliliters and liters is. Obviously, 1,000 milliliters equals 1 liter. So we're going to take what we paid, $19.25, divided by 1.5 liters, which is the equivalent of 1,500 milliliters. And we see that we paid $12.833 for 1 liter. Next up is our ranch salad dressing. We bought 475 milliliters. We paid $2.49. We want to know what 1 tablespoon costs. So again, relationships are indeed important. We need to remember that there are 15 milliliters in every tablespoon. So we're going to take what we paid, $2.49. We're going to divide it by the amount of milliliters we got, 475. And the answer, whatever it is, we know is going to be the equivalent of 1 milliliter. But we're not concerned with that because we know we need 15 milliliters to make a tablespoon. So $2.49 divided by 475 times 15 is what gives us the cost of 1 tablespoon. Next up is the boneless hip of beef. We bought 11¼ kilograms, paid $69.05, but we're looking for the cost of 1 pound. We need to know that relationship between pounds and kilograms, and of course 2.2 pounds is equal to 1 kilogram. So we're going to take the cost of what we bought, $69.05. We're going to divide it by 11.25, which will give us the cost of 1 kilogram, and then we'll divide that cost of 1 kilogram by 2.2, which is the amount of pounds there are in a kilogram. So $69.05 divided by 11.25 kilograms gives us the cost of 1 kilogram. Again, we're not concerned with that answer because we're looking for the price of a pound. But once we have that price of 1 kilogram, divide it by the amount of pounds, 2.2, and you get your final answer of $2.79 a pound. Go to black pepper, 1 kilogram. We paid $11.30, but we're looking for the cost of 1 ounce. A few little tricks that we can do here, but essentially, I'm going to try to figure out exactly how many ounces there are in a kilogram by using the milliliter relationship. So if I divide my $11.30 price for 1 kilogram by 1,000, I now have the cost of 1 gram, And if I multiply the cost of 1 gram by 28.4, remember 28.4 grams per ounce, I get $321 per ounce. HP sauce, we bought 200 milliliters, $1.39. But again, here we want the cost of 1 ounce. The relationship, luckily, is the same whether we're talking about grams or milliliters to 1 ounce. It's 28.4 milliliters to 1 fluid ounce. So take what we paid, $1.39, divide it by the 200 milliliters we got for that. That gives us the price of 1 milliliter. Let's take the cost of 1 milliliter and multiply it by 28.4 because that will give us the cost of 1 ounce. And you see, rounded to 3 decimal places, we get $197 per ounce. And finally, a case of lettuce, a case with 24 heads of lettuce. We paid $26.16 for a case. Therefore, we paid $26.16 for 24 heads of lettuce. There, we just divide what we paid by the amount of heads. So $26.16 divided by 24, we get a final cost of $1.09 per head of lettuce.